Hey everybody, before we get started, I just remind you this episode is brought to you by our patrons like Adam DeHarp, Ahigao Comics, Architect 10, Black the Carlos, Qua, Jeremy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Legendary Boss Hunter, Liam Kessler, Rogue Robin, Shawnee P, some guy named Bob, Sotosano424, Cedric23, Video Garcia, and Zach Reed. If you like what we do and want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies. It really helps us out. Thanks for your support, everybody. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So, it's been a while. Been a while since I did some stuff. Okay, well that's not entirely true. There was a big Gen Con episode where I talked about Fields of Victory and Blood of the Lioness, Pride of the Lion, whatever. It's some Lion King adventure I may or may not buy. But it's been a little while since we did an L5R video. And in case you can't tell from the title and thumbnail, today we're going to be talking about the Crab Clan Novella. Now this isn't immediately after I read it, but it's pretty close, so my thoughts and feelings are pretty fresh. Since I've gotten this criticism before, this quote-unquote criticism, more that the listener failed to understand what this is about, I will clearly define this is a very stream of consciousnessy type book review. I'm going to talk about my thoughts. I will semi-organize them into different areas. There will be no real spoilers. The novella's pretty new. There's no point in going crazy over it. So no real spoilers. Sorry, I was looking away from my microphone and staring in the middle distance if I got a little quiet there. Anyway, yes. So we're going to talk about the novella. I will vaguely organize my thoughts, but there's no script or anything to this. This is just, hey, I read it last night, and I might be slightly sleepy, but I'm going to talk about it. So high level, first I should disclose, I've never been the biggest fan of the Crab Clan, mostly because I have many thoughts and feelings about the Taint, which are in contrast to how lots of people think about the Taint, because I actually think the fact that it's not an immediate instant death spiral that you will never ever get out of in 5e is actually a good thing. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. Not here to talk about 90s game design. But basically, I'm just saying, the Crab Clan's not always my thing. And in part of that may be due to not always working with some of the more interesting crab characters. Honestly, I think Kuniyori might be the character we've gotten the most crab POV from consistently. That or the kind of whole Yasuku Mantis thing we got going on. Anyway, so I did want to get that out of the way. So I will say, while I like this book, while it is very well written, it's not necessarily my super favorite. I'd rank it about where I put Whispers of Shadow and Steel, because, well, it's similar reasons, honestly. I like both of them. I think they're well written. I kind of like some of the characters, but they don't necessarily hit on too strong of the themes that I actually super enjoy, at least compared to some of the other works in the novella series. And I don't necessarily find their kind of snapshots of the clan's themes as interesting, because I'm not as interested in those themes. Using the word theme a lot. It's going to come back. That said, in my opinion, if you are a fan of the Crab Clan, you will probably like Trail of Shadows, the Crab Clan novella. Shocker, I know. But no, I think it does a very good job, like all the other novellas have done, of giving you that snapshot of the main narrative themes and also topical themes of the Crab Clan. It kind of discusses their strengths and weaknesses. It talks about their, history, their steadfast courage, their fetishization of sacrifice. That's never explicitly used, but it's framed like that, which is really interesting. There's a decent amount of introspection and self-examination of all your themes and whatnot. Basic character growth, all that stuff. So overall, it's not bad. I just don't necessarily like it any more than I've liked any of the others. Because, I gotta be honest, I had very, very positive experiences with the Unicorn, Phoenix, and Dragon novellas, not in that order. But that is, again, because the story archetypes and the character themes we're working with were a lot more appealing to me. This is still pretty decent. And talking about specific things, so talk about characters a little bit, I do like a lot of the character writing. But one thing I do want to point out is that the author, DG Laderoute, is very good at making Hida Sukune appear very intelligent. it remarks on his frailty. There are a couple times where it actually comes up in the narrative very naturally. It's pretty good. Like, at one point, he's in a conversation and breaks into a coughing fit, and his immediate subordinates are like, yeah, okay. Yep, nope, not gonna mention it. Just gonna keep moving. But it really does a very keen job of depicting his intellect. Sukune thinks through his problems a lot. He tries to look at a bigger picture. He is very good at computing different strategies and tactics, making conclusions, figuring out things from inference. That's all shown very well in the narrative. Also, he does a lot of name-checking of books that he's read. He draws on sources for his knowledge very explicitly. It's not that, like, oh, well, actually, to another Tsukune, with a T, a good comparison is that Shiba Tsukune, the Phoenix Clan champion and main character of the Phoenix Novella, explicitly talks about her gut instinct, right? Her belly feeling. She runs on instinct, intuition, almost supernaturally so. So this is a good thematic comparison. Hida Tsukune, with an S, is a big brain boy. He's a galaxy brain. He talks about all the books he's read and whether or not they're helpful or not helpful in these situations and kind of all the phrasing and stuff. Very self-analyzing, also sometimes a little self-pitying. But I think that's the character design. Obviously, while Tsukune is the viewpoint character, there are some other characters in here. You get a lot of Hida Olushi, if you like her. She gets to be pretty badass. Well, not necessarily being an asshole or overbearing. And at one point, she does crush somebody's skull so hard, parts of it fly out and hit nearby trees. It's pretty cool. There's also a lot of Kuniyori, if you're more up that route. He's not really that much of a fucker, and also this might be a lead into some of that. Again, no spoilers, but this is set probably somewhere in the little before the times of the main story. Well, definitely before the current time of the story, but a little bit in the past. So who knows? This might be galvanizing some things we see currently in the fiction. But you do get a lot of those guys. If you're a fan of Nezumi, there's a lot of Nezumi in here. You might wonder if, because it's set in the Shin'emin Mori, yeah, it's set in the Shin'emin, not the Shadowlands, probably why I like it a decent amount. Though there's still some other stuff we'll circle back to. But as expected, there's a decent amount of Nezumi. There's not any Naga. Like, there's some name checking and some mention of some old ruins and stuff, but it's not a very not very explicit. It just does in fact note, hey, Naga exists, but this isn't about them. But there's plenty of Nezumi in there. A little bit of interaction with their various bits. There's some weird creatures and some other weird situations. And in addition to all those characters I mentioned, there's plenty of Crab Clan red shirts. I joked in another one about Red Haori, but people didn't get that, so I'll just call them red shirts, who can die horribly in the Shin'emin Mori, because this is a Crab Clan story. So, yeah, they basically exist to fill out the ranks and make this whole thing like Aliens. Or maybe perhaps more thematically like Predator. Predator's probably a lot more on point. But yeah, so there's some speeder carriers and some named minor characters who exist to job and emphasize how dangerous all this stuff is. Again, Crab Clan. I feel like that's a very Crab Clan thing. It's been pretty consistent in their fiction, is that we'll name drop a couple characters and almost assuredly one of them will end up dead or having something horrible happen to them. That's how they go. But yeah, if you like those kind of darker tones, not quite grimdark, but definitely like just a lot of emphasis on, man, that's some senseless loss of life and all that. It hits those themes. It hits a lot of the crab courage and perseverance, their pragmatism, but also like I wouldn't call it their inability to waste, but more like their dedication to like, okay, well, if we've spent something on this, we should get something out of it, kind of, right? If Rokugan had a clan who would use the phrase, use every part of the buffalo, it would be the crab. So there's a lot of that in there. Overall plot, I like the impetus. We found a weird thing. There's some weird stuff. Okay, cool. We're, pursuing ancient relics and lost history, but a little bit low stakes. It's not like retaking Hiruma Castle or anything, but still fairly interesting and dynamic. Gets to go into the Shin'emin, examines, like I said, all the characters' arcs, works with them, introduces some characters, calculates some stuff. Got some ancient evil awakening and all that stuff. It hits on the themes. Let's see. I mentioned before I like the writing style a lot. It's very atmospheric. Definitely emphasizes that creepy kind of otherworldliness to a lot of these stories, but also, like I said, really good internal narration to Sukune. And yes, like all the other novellas, Sukune is a character. He has an arc. It's good. All right, thumbs up. There's not much more to say about that without you reading it, but yeah, it's there's a decent amount of character drive to these. The narratives are usually semi-thin, and it's mostly about the characters kind of exploring their own clan's themes, which is good, I think. There's supposed to be kind of these, short snapshots. Let's see. So we talked about the plot, we talked about the writing, talked about the characters. We're at about 10 minutes. I think that's probably enough. Overall, positive review. Like I said, it's not going to climb to be my favorite, but I think it's all right. Especially, like I said, if you are a fan of the Crab Clan, or you want to kind of get into their themes without knowing what they are about, go for it. I'll just say that because I obviously got the physical version like I usually do. The lore bits at the back, the extra cutouts, not really that important. There's nothing like, I was actually a little shocked, actually. There's no new great deep clan secrets, there's no hidden origins. There are some origins, but they're not very hidden. It's just all the usual stuff. He defounded the clan, he had the thoughts and the feelings, he did the stuff, he recruited some guys that killed Noni. He had a son. I think the only big thing here is there's a slight lore drift in that, at least the way it's described in the back of the novella, Hida Osanowo is the son of a priestess of the Thunder Dragon, who then mysteriously disappears, though. So, it's still a little weird. But in this case, Hida's original wife is alive and helps raise Osanowo. But yeah, it's just some basic Crab Clan history, some basic description of the Shadowlands and the Taint, and how Jade is cool, and stuff like that. It doesn't really go into any deep dives or hidden origins like some of the other inserts do. But still, fairly decent, I think. Maybe not worth the extra cash for the hardcover. This might be one of the things where you can, pass on to the EPUB. And yes, I know some people may sass me about my talk about constantly wanting the PDFs for the RPG, but I'm buying physical novellas. Well, the physical version is the only way to get bonus content. Yes, they are gouging me a little, but whatever. But also, there's a strict difference between buying something dead tree so I can consume it personally for my own entertainment, which I can do as easily in book format as ebook format, and then resources to work with people in a collaborative game sense across the country and the internet, where, they can't see me when I flip to a page in my book. Though I have also already had this problem, because I have a physical version of the novella. I can't just loan it to my friend who's thinking about playing a Scorpion. But anyway, that's a different question altogether. Check out our show WhatsApp for more L5R character gen and campaign planning sketching. But yeah, overall, Trail of Shadows, good read. I was actually wondering if I would enjoy it, and I did quite a lot. Laderoute, DG Laderoute does a really good job here, doing the thing. Very good style, and I think overall it's a good entry. I'm still hoping, I know we're kind of switching to Aconite Publishing, I'm still hoping we maybe get some Crane and Lion Clan novellas, just to complete the set of this theme, because they're very good at being self-contained and whatnot. Apparently some people have gotten some advanced readers' copies of I guess I would call it a Crab Clan novel, The Curse of Honor, which is coming out in October officially. Reviews are middling to good. Seems alright. I still don't think I'm going to pick that one up, just because that's a whole big boy novel about themes I don't necessarily care about, and that seems to lean more into the spooky, ooky grimdarkness of Crab Clan. I am very excited, though, for Poison River, a Doji Shin mystery coming out in December still. And I forget the exact name, but they got another one that's kind of Dragony and Phoenixy coming up early next year. That sounds great, right up my alley. So, future of publishing looks good. All right, I've rambled on for now a full 15 minutes, but hopefully you got everything you need to know about the novella. My thoughts, my opinions, a little dissection. Like it a lot. Well, maybe not a lot. I like it. I'm not always good at qualifying my feelings. I enjoyed it. I would rank it about where Whispers of Shadow and Steel are, which are technically at the bottom of my list, but I don't want to say they're bad. They're good. They're good reads. They're just not my favoritist. My favoritist is still Sword in the Spirits, with Eternal Knot taking a second place, and Cross the Burning Sands in the middle. But alright, okay, we've fluffed on enough. Let's cut it here. I'm sorry, I'm sleepy, I'm rambling. Let's go ahead and pull the plug on this, and go about your business. So's, if you're watching this on YouTube, be sure to give this a like if you liked it. If you have any comments, your own thoughts on the Crab Clan novella, are you going to pick up the novel Curse of Honor? Let me know in the comments below. You can also join our Discord. That link is always in the description and on our channel page. And of course, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. Bungled my phrasing there a little bit, but yeah. to get future discussions, videos, book reviews, etc. Someday, Celestial Realms will be in PDF, and I'll talk about it. I have already seen some stuff about the void techniques, the inversions. Chef kiss. Great stuff. Can't wait to talk to you about it. So subbing is a great way to keep track of when we eventually release that, because obviously there will be a delay. But even if you're already subscribed, consider bell for notifications so you always know when we post a new video or when we stream. It's very important. Keep track of us. You can also join our channel, the little join button down there. Get a membership. Get access to emotes, membership badges, stuff like that. Support us. And of course, like it says at the front of the video, you consider supporting us on Patreon. This episode has an audio-only version, which you can download for as little as $1 a month or $10 a year. And also, you can get access to episodes early. You can get to vote on topic polls. You can listen to us record our major podcasts live, stuff like that. So they're great. All right. That's everything. So, just goodbye, everybody, and keep defending that wall.